Hola a todos, bienvenidos al Gran Premio de Cataluña en España, round number 3 of the Formula 1 2003 career mode here today. Hopefully you enjoyed the little bit of Spanish in my intro, of course, showcasing the skills, the techers, of course, and me speaking un poquito de español. So yeah, here we are, round 3. Hopefully you enjoyed that, and if you haven't seen the last episode of Brazil, then go check it out. Obrigado. If you do, I'd be thankful if you did, so go check that one out, linked up in the top right. But yeah, we're going to keep smashing these out pretty much daily, to be honest, because F1 2021 is just around the corner, so I'm going to make sure I keep churning these out. So let's jump into it. We had a pretty good race last time out, we're going to send it one more time, so let's jump into the one-shot quali at Spain and see what happens. If you're going to enjoy the video, like, subscribe, and let's get into it. Okay, here we go. The 5 lights are on, and they're out, and away we go for the lap. Let's just send it and see what happens. Seems like we're lacking a bit of straight line speed again, so I've gone for the default setup. Into turn 1, looks like they are running it a bit wide, and we're going to move up into the lead. Easy does it through turn 3. Alonso fights back in his home race, up to first place for now. Losing a little bit of ground here as we head into the middle sector. We're going to try and get that back if possible. On the brakes down towards turn 4, bit of oversteer, but we fight it. P6 right now. This chicane is important to get right, and we nail it. Absolutely perfect. Yes, come on, back to P1. Hairpin time. Oh my god. Yes, 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 yes. This is good, this is good. Speed. This is where the downfall should hopefully help us out. Final chicane. Easy on the traction. Bit messy there, but we're out of the corner. P3 right now, P4. We'll take that. That's okay. I don't mind. P4 is fine. We can work with that. Let's get into the racing then, and let's see what happens on Sunday.
Thank you for joining us once again as we get another Formula 1 Grand Prix underway. It's a sellout crowd of 140,000 here today as we await lights out for the 730-metre sprint down to turn 1 of this 2.9-mile racetrack. Overtaking is challenging through these 16 corners, but there's still a lot of high-speed excitement to be found, including the flat-out turn 3 and the terrifying blind right of turn 9. And as always, a man with plenty of racing experience joins me in the commentary box. Today it's Anthony Davidson. Tell me, Ant, you're no stranger to surviving the melee of turn 1, so how do you keep out of trouble when there's so much going on around you?
There are 3 main things to worry about there, Crofty: positioning, awareness and discipline. First, you have to put your car in a bit of space and make sure you have room to react to what the others are doing. Then you have to watch your mirrors and listen to the sounds around you to get a sense of where everyone is. And finally, just don't get too greedy. Just because a gap exists doesn't always mean you should go for it.
With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Good job yesterday from Valtteri Bottas. The Finn starts from pole position, and Lando Norris lines up alongside. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Hamilton, Verstappen, Carlos Sainz, and Albon, Vettel, Leclerc, Perez, and Esteban Ocon, Ricciardo, Raikkonen, Daniel Kvyat, and Stroll, Giovinazzi, Gasly, George Russell, and Nicholas Latifi. Grosjean and Kevin Magnussen fills the last spot on the grid. Now, it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track.
Okay, here we are then for the race at Spain, and I'm liking it. You know, the environment just feels 2003. Seeing tobacco sponsors on racetracks, yeah man, that is a big old throwback, and I'm definitely here for it. You can see it just, yeah man, it just takes me back in time and to a different era of F1. Anyways, in terms of the race, fuel-wise, we're going to run with 0.4 on the fuel. No rain expected on the weather forecast, and it should be a one-stopper. So let's get into the action. Okay, let's see if we can get a good start. The lights are on. Schumacher to our left. Lights out and away we go. It's not a bad start. Barrichello leads the way. Jarno Trulli second for Renault, but Michael Schumacher's going to challenge straight away. Doesn't quite work out for him though. We're going to have a little look as actually David Coulthard goes for the lunge up the inside. My own teammate here, as we go through turn 3, I'm going to have to yield and let him take that one. So DC catching me off guard there, and not much I could really do. Oh my god, I've run really wide there. The car feels completely different to qualifying with the fuel in. Just going to have to take a second to readapt. Jarno Trulli struggling and creating what is known as the Trulli train already on lap 1, holding up Michael Schumacher, David Coulthard and myself as we get our warnings for track limits. Can we maybe get our teammate back here? DC runs it in a bit wide, yellow flag. He's off the track and so are a few other cars, so I'm not sure maybe what happened there. Maybe the AI not fully dialed in around their circuit. Looks like it's kicked off behind. Either way, we're back up to P4 at the expense of our teammate, which is not what I had in mind. Bit of a shame really, but you know, you're going to see a little bit here, like little issues here and there with the AI's performance and how they behave. It's normal, unfortunately, but looks like DC has got going again, looking at the mini-map, so hopefully he can try and fight back. In the meantime, we've got Fernando Alonso, the young Fernando Alonso behind us, of course, in his first home race, I believe, or second home race after 2001. Meanwhile, Schumacher going for it. Around the outside of Jarno Trulli, we're going to try and use the fact they're battling to try and get involved. Although, to be fair, I get a lot of understeer when I get close to a car. But Schumacher has got it. And it's right now a Ferrari 1-2 as Barrichello drives off into the sunset. Trulli runs it wide. So it seems like they seem to make that mistake quite commonly. We're going to try and have a little look at the Italian, but no way through. Jarno holds on, to be fair, and quite convincingly holds on to third. He broke rear end to the hairpin, which I wasn't expecting, and we're going to have to work for it as we get a second warning. Oh my god, that could be trouble. 2 warnings on 2 laps. That must have been really close though. I'm going to have to get VAR on that one. I'm not too convinced about that, but we've lost a bit of ground. So Trulli stays ahead. Barrichello setting the pace 18.1, which is 1.3 seconds faster. Oh yes, here we go. Trulli goes super defensive though, to be fair. He wouldn't let me have a look up the inside. We're going to try and squeeze him and pinch him into the apex this time round. I'm not making the same error twice, but Jarno's holding on. This is great battling here. I'm trying to look for a move, but I can't make it stick. And Trulli hanging in there. This is marvellous. So that's the trade-off really. The AI have been modded to be a bit better in multiple combat in some aspects, but also in others are a bit worse, like you saw with DC. But that was a good scrap. We'll try again this lap, lap 4. We need to make the move now because Schumacher's getting away. Let's see through here. Will he run deep into turn 1 again? Yes, he will. Gonna try and have a look. Oh, not quite. Surely this is the one. Jarno runs it in a bit wide. We're gonna tuck in underneath. Just gonna let off a little bit. Try and get the momentum. Here we go. Give him the squeeze. Oh, this is a great battle. It really is. But this time we're going to get it. There we go. Giving Jarno the squeeze into the apex. Just compromising and reducing his momentum mid-corner. Helped out. And now we've done it. So we're P3. Michael Schumacher up ahead. Rubens Barrichello after him. Let's try and chase down the Scarlet Red Ferraris and see if we can get anything better than P3 this race. Barrichello 18-0. Setting the pace out front. We're on a pretty good lap ourselves, and we do just sneak in the fastest lap, 18-0 as well, but slightly quicker than Rubens. As we start to put some daylight between ourselves and the Renaults. Pit stop phase could be key here. If we're going to close the gap to Michael Schumacher. I think Barrichello is out of reach. I think he's done enough to win the race, or at least we can't catch him. But second place is still on the cards here. Barrichello 18-0 again, but I think we're going to return the favour, this time into the 117s. We are starting to gain on Michael. Gap is 2.2. But Rubens is so fast. Oh my god, that was close to track limits. Whew. I'm pushing. You can see purple in the middle sector again. Only half a tenth up, but we're just giving it everything right now. What a great final sector though. Absolutely insane. It's going to be yet another fastest lap. 17.5. We're keeping this pace up. Gap to Michael now 1.3. Rubens still 6 seconds plus. Wow. Oh no. That's annoying. There's the penalty. Just pushed a bit too much. You can see, again, I'm up by a 10th on this lap. We've managed to get on the back of Michael Schumacher now, but we're going to box this lap anyways. So maybe the pit stop phase could help us out here, but we need to not just pass Michael, we need to find 3 seconds. So let's see, we're going to box. Michael's going to go in as well, so it's going to be a pit stop battle. Oh my goodness me! I've sped without even realising. Huh? Safety car. Oh my god. This race has just gone chaos.
Okay, some information on signs. They're retiring from the race.
Okay, we might be in trouble here, fellas. I'm going to be honest.
Alexander is coming.
Wow. I can't believe that. It's not even the fact that Michael crashed and hit the wall. It's the fact that his car disappeared. Oh my god. Alright, okay, let's pass the safety car here. Easy does it. Ralf Schumacher behind us has a 5-second time penalty as well, so yeah, let's kind of let this all shake out. We'll come back to you once the safety car period has ended. Okay, Rubinho is in the pit lane. Barrichello for Ferrari. I think we're still too far back. The Delta's doing us no favours right now in terms of trying to catch up, and yeah, I think Barrichello's going to hold on to the lead here as I'm having to stick to the Delta, which isn't ideal. And there you go, Barrichello back out in P1. So it looks like we've got 8 seconds worth of penalties. So when the race gets back underway, we're going to have to pull away from the car behind and clear him by 8 seconds. I mean, it should be doable. You know, looking at what's around us, hopefully Villeneuve and Heidfeld should hold up the pack in the BAR and the Sauber. But it's going to be tricky. I think we're going to be running pretty fine on laps. Well, we know the challenge at hand. We've got 6 laps, pretty much, or 5 actually, give or take, to try and get an 8-second gap to the car behind. Safety car in this lap, so we're going to try and follow Rubens. Dare I say, maybe even overtake him, but I'm not too confident. His pace seemed pretty strong in the first part of the race, but here we go. Let's give it full beans. You never know what can happen. We're in the slipstream right now. Looks like we may actually have a chance. Look at the straight line speed for once. This is much better. Side-by-side drag race with the Ferrari. Down the inside we go. It's a big old lunge and we're through. Obviously, I don't think we're going to drop Rubens by 8 seconds. I just can't see it happening. But if we can drop Villeneuve by 8, that would be great. So let's push. Absolutely flat out now. It's going to be a sprint race, so let's see how much pace we really have in this car. Great first lap. Straight away, new fastest lap of the race. 17.2, gap to Villeneuve 2.5. Coulthard's up to 5th place, by the way. I don't know if he has to stop or anything, but if he hasn't got to stop, what an incredible recovery drive from DC in this race. And he's now P4, so this is when the penalty could work against me. DC might finish ahead of me, but getting both cars in the top 4 again would be absolutely awesome, as we're 3 tenths up in the first sector. Here we go. Let's keep pushing. Another good lap here. 3.5 tenths up. This should be into the 116s. Barrichello 1.2 adrift, the Villeneuve 4.6. We've got a yellow flag in Sector 2. I believe one of the Minardi's retired. But no safety car or virtual, so we keep pushing. So far this is going better than I thought. We're running at a good enough pace as DC takes P3. That's going to help. If they just battle a little bit, that's going to just help push the gap up a little bit. Right, we've done enough. Gap to Villeneuve should tick over to 8 seconds now. There we go. Do I have enough pace though to drop DC? It's actually, the gap's going up more than I thought. We could do this, but I need to be flat out until the very last lap here. And we could finish P2 in this race. Gap to Coulthard, 8 seconds. I think we're going to be okay. Last lap of the race. Let's bring this one home. Here we are then. Final sector. We're pushing for another fastest lap here. We're purple in the 2nd sector. And I'm just giving everything. I want to make sure I secure the fastest lap and get the point. Obviously, I know the point system was different back then, but you can't change that in this game, so I'm going to take the point while I can. Final chicane, and there we go. We're going to win it on track. 2nd place in the end, but what a dominant win, you could say. And the fast lap as well to go with it. Nice.
So, another fantastic victory for the Silver Arrows. Tell me, Ant, how did they manage to achieve this win?
It was a question of right place, right time today. We were looking at an entirely different race before the safety car came out, but they were able to take full advantage after the field had been bunched up.
After an excellent performance at the Grand Prix, I'm sure there'll be plenty of celebrations tonight amongst the Mercedes team, and they certainly deserve it.
Well, there we go then. Job done in the race, and we get the second place and fastest lap confirmed. We managed to avoid the big consequences of that penalty, and both cars on the podium. Even Coulthard, after that incident on lap 1, managed to fight back and find himself on the podium. Barrichello though picks up the win. Jacques Villeneuve, a great P4 for BAR, what a result for him, ahead of Nick Heidfeld, Jenson Button P6, Montoya, Ralf Schumacher 7th and 8th, Williams not really showing much pace here today, D'Amato and Frentzen round out the point scorers. Missing out in the top 10, Webber, Furman, Panis, Pizzonia, Fisichella, Wilson, Verstappen, Alonso, Schumacher and Jarno Trulli. Now we look at the standings, and after 3 rounds now, we are 4th in the Drivers' Championship, equal on points with Fernando Alonso, 1 point ahead of Michael Schumacher, and then DC takes the championship lead 1 point ahead of Rubens Barrichello. So it's pretty close, very, very close, and I'm looking forward to it. The top 4 covered by 11 points, top 5 covered by 12. In the Constructors, we take the lead over Ferrari, so Ferrari, of course, with Schumacher retiring, losing out on some crucial points here today, and we take the lead by 2 points. So very much liking this so far, and everything going according to plan. But guys, that is it for today's episode, and yeah, we'll be back next time, round 4, for the Monaco Grand Prix, so stay tuned for that one. But that was the Spanish Grand Prix. If you enjoyed it, as always, leave a like. I'd massively appreciate it. It helps out the channel, helps out the video get noticed, so let's try and smash 1200 likes. Subscribe for more daily content and F1 2021 content, which is just around the corner. And as always, a big shout out to the channel members for supporting my content. Finally, check out the 2 videos on screen if you have missed them, and I'll see you guys next time. Until then, take care, and it's goodbye from me.